So here's the thing. The the Neverness to Everness Twitter. And again, I have a dedicated video going over this right here. It was posted, this video right here was posted just a few hours ago. Very well received, 96% like ratio, where I went over my experience at Gamescom, everything that happened. I have my official tweet here going over everything that happened as well. I was invited to showcase all the different stuff, the boss rush, the racing, got to 1v1 iCrimax and everything. How I've now have a direct line of communication with the community manager, how the producer himself now has an open line of communication with me, and I gave a lot of feedback for the game. But they posted this, right? Which was their cosplayers, which did great work, and this picture in specific. So basically what happened here was this was when pretty much when like iCrimax was arriving at the event, the booth. And what I didn't realize was I was actually in the picture. So just before he arrived, I realized after viewing this back that this right here is me. Not the person holding the phone. No, the person back here is me. That face you see right here, right there, that's my face. And you can tell because I have the exact same shirt on as I have right here. That's my shirt. That's my, very shaved back head. So that was me. I was there. Mrs. Stix was also very close. I'm not entirely sure where she is. She's quite tiny. And you can see that we're back there in the very corner between the Lacrimosa and Mint images, right? That is where the staff members were staying. You could see over here, this guy right here, there were other tiny little Asian staff members that were Mrs. Stix's height that were all standing around there. They gave us their seat. This PC that you see right here, the laptop, was what I was actually playing on. That is where we were invited to stand while waiting for the content creator to appear, or iCrimax to appear. So he started arriving, we're all looking around for him, and that was me. So you look half bad in that photo. Thank you. I know I'm not very detailed there, but I mean, maybe I could touch up and, use one of the things from like CSI or something to do like a high def resolution upgrade or something like that. But that was me. So at this point, I was like, oh, hey, that's me. That's hilarious. Of course, I proceeded to 1v1 the guy, win the boss rush fight, lose the race. So that, to me, that was a win. But I made this tweet. I said, I had no idea I'd be in this image. Awesome. And then I retweeted it and said, if you zoom in really far, you'll see me right before I did my 1v1 boss rush and car race. Laughing my ass off. This guy says, bro, glazing NTE, then doom posting it later like you did on Tower of Fantasy. And I was like, glazing NTE because I thought that it was good, then doom posting it later like I did on TOF. The reason I said the negative things and doom posted about TOF was because it was a crappy game. That's why. So I decided I was going to retweet that in specific. So I said, hi, random hate watcher. You're right. I was wrong. And I will always admit when I am wrong, chat. So I admitted I was wrong. I said I never should have glazed Tower of Fantasy because it was never good enough to actually warrant praise. NTE, Neverness to Everness, on the other hand, is a fun game and it has a lot of potential because I do genuinely think that is true. This was especially evident after I was invited by the community manager himself to play the demo behind the scenes at Gamescom. And chat, seriously, the community manager is an incredible guy. Their entire staff that was there at the global Gamescom booth were incredible. Even Mrs. Stix will attest to how kind and compassionate and just genuinely, I feel like, decent human beings they all were. And I said, now instead of trying to fabricate drama with content creators who are positive about an upcoming title, how about you just climb back into the hole you and the other 3 top players hide in and wipe your face? The reason for that is because we know that he and they like shit and we don't want that around us. As an addendum, fortunately, you, however, are going to have to put up with me for a really long time because I plan on covering NTE indefinitely, and I do. Because at the end of the day, I genuinely wish every gacha game does well. The more gacha games I have to cover regularly, the less I have to look for content to create. So if like Azure Familia, Arclight Tenfield, Wuthering Waves, Ananta, Chaos Zero Nightmare, like all these games do incredibly. I'll have an endless source of content for everyone. And that's great. And some of the weirdest mentally ill people I've ever seen. Yeah. So then I further went on to state, I'll thank you and my hate watches in advance for the future engagement and exposure. And then I ended it with, you know how at the end you're like, best regards, Mark, or with love, Mark. I ended it with, a bit of both. I said, best regards, the guy with his cock so far down your throat, you won't be able to taste dinner for the next month. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. Definitely. No, that was nice. That was nice, Sage. Come on. If you're gonna talk shit about me, you gotta expect me to say, how do you manage your time between making games and playing games and making content? I don't have a life. You killed Tower Fantasy just like Mrs. Stix killed Swords of Legends Online.
Excuse me.
It's a very thoughtful way and colorful way of closing that post. It was. I thought it was very nice. It was. So after all of that, I had this interesting comment left, this one right here. And this comment is where I'm going to end the entire segment for this specific topic and move on. This comment right here, or rather this comment chain right here. He stated, y'all have to tell me if he's right with this, chat. I don't personally agree with it, but y'all are gonna have to tell me whether you believe this is right, okay? So do tell me. He says, you're right, I was wrong. I never should have glazed Toph because it was never good enough to warrant praise. Wait, so you were wrong the first time and you glazed a bad game for money. You lied first, why would we believe you aren't lying now? So y'all, genuine question, did this right here seem to you all that I was lying? Because you knew the game was shit, which you didn't, because you knew as much as everybody? Yeah, I'm glad someone here understands. So I responded with, I glazed a bad game before it released, thinking that it would be a good game after it released. It turns out, after releasing, it was not a good game deserving of praise. Right? No lying at all went on. And then I did ask him the question, are you stupid or purposefully making yourself look stupid for fun? Because, I mean, it's a genuine question, right? Like, honestly. Wrong does not equate to lying. Exactly, yeah. I was wrong. I was talking positively about Tower of Fantasy because I thought it was going to be really good, so I glazed it heavily. But, I mean, I couldn't have known it was not going to be good, right? So that's not lying, that's just me. I was wrong, it wasn't a good game. People need to learn how to stop taking others' opinions to heart. Yeah, exactly, like it was just my opinion. I thought it was going to be really good, it turns out it wasn't, right? That's not me lying, that's just me, having too high an expectation of something. So he replied with, you're one of the most disingenuous and disliked gotcha CCs in the community, right? That says a lot. No wonder you've been at this for 10 years and are still small. You just suck all around, biased shield opinions, try looking for a day job. I was like, wow, okay, hold on. Wait. I decided I was gonna respond to this because I'm like, look, relax, okay? Don't be triggered. It's okay. You just need to enjoy your life a little more, like I do. I enjoy farming people like this for easy engagement and money. I love my day job. I hope you enjoy yours just as much. I decided to post the revenue for my 2 channels respectfully. Because I was like, I mean, for just a YouTube channel, like that's not half bad, right? For someone insignificant and tiny. Is anyone informed about the job market? So I was like, I mean, sure, there you go. Hopefully your little fun side gig is equally as rewarding as mine. So then here we go. He responded to that with, I mean, you're the one triggered here. You have to show your baby content creator money. $500,000, chat, $500,000. Baby content creator money to make a point. Those numbers suck. $500,000, chat. Those numbers suck. I just want y'all to remember that. If you aren't making $500,000, then you should quit.
Get out, you suck.
Exactly. So that is US dollars. Your streams barely get 150, 200 views. Your videos get 8 to 10K views on average, despite having 81,000 dead subs. I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, okay, so there's 150 people watching right now on my MMO Byte channel. This channel, my Stix channel, is at 125 people right now. That's a total of 275. Sure. What are we at on Twitch? we are at almost 100 people. So we're at, you know, roughly almost 400 concurrents. I mean, he's not, you know, it's a little bit more than the 150 to 200, sure. Maybe he just doesn't know I stream on multiple platforms. I don't know. And then I'm a joke. I mean, you know, I'll own that. I am a bit of a joke. So I respond with, my guy, I can feel the fumes just permeating from your sweaty body right now, typing up these heated replies. Since you watch so many of my streams though, just go back to silently hate watching if you're so bothered, or just learn to relax. Like at this point, I was like, dude, I gotta start like screen capping this and talking about it. So I started making like follow-up tweets about it. And not just that, but I posted on our Discord. We all just started laughing at the guy because it got a little bit out of hand. So I'm like, at this point, we're all just laughing at him, and it was really engaging. After that, they respond with, I watched a few of your videos thinking you were an average guy. I would get my game info from. I am very average. In some instances, I am a little small. I am half Chinese. So, I mean, I'll take the L there. We can't all be gargantuan, but there's enough at the very least for Mrs. Stix, so to satiate her appetite. So, but you were so boring that I stopped. Then I found out you were a grifter. Interacted with communities and they all agreed you are a loser. You have to know what image you have into space. I do. I have an impeccable image that, as y'all were aware, actually at the Honor of King's World booth, needed to be touched up a little bit because, I mean, evidently I wasn't pretty enough for them, but I mean, they appreciated my image. After that, I quoted him saying, you were so boring that I stopped, but here I am still present. Lil bro, you're the ultimate self-reporter because, like, it was noted, you're so boring, I stopped watching you, but here I am still present here in your community, telling you how many viewers you average per stream. So he's on our streams watching us, right? Which again, chat, as you all know, on Twitch, 100 viewers, 110 over on our Stix channel, 180 over on the MMO Byte channel. So, you know, there's a lot of interesting information there. Why am I in light mode? It reset to light mode from dark mode. I just haven't changed it yet because we just got back like literally 14 hours ago from 7 days in Germany. And then he went on to state, he reposted this comment, is this your YouTube? Are you stupid or something? I mean, you are, but you showed up on my feed probably because you talked about an upcoming game. I audibly said ooh when I saw your... So at this point, right? So I decided I was gonna, you know, screen cap this because at this juncture, this comment was made 7 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago, 1 minute ago, 3 seconds ago at the top. 3 seconds. 1 minute, 3 minutes. This guy was typing out comments, replies every single minute. It was crazy. The negativity affects the mind. Yeah. Do I have another stalker now? I maybe, but I just kept replying with like single sentence, maybe 2 sentence responses, and they were pretty much just the same thing over and over. Just wow, guy's very angry. And then I'd screen cap it and then post it either on Twitter or in our Discord. Either or, just so we could all laugh, because it was genuinely very entertaining. Like Age here, another content creator with hundreds of viewers, said to send them this, which is actually hilarious. I spat out my water when I read this earlier. And then Oofy said, bro is upset for no reason. God forbid a person enjoy a beta expecting the finished game to be better, and then when it's not, we can say it's disappointing. How is that lying? Esther over here said it's constant into space. And then in the follow-up one, which is where I pointed out 5 replies were made in 7 minutes. Oofy said, no one's mad. So he left 5 paragraph length replies in the span of 7 minutes. I think he's mad. Arujin said he definitely seems upset because he's on a spree of replies. Every reply feeds engagement for that user. So the more they comment, the more Stix sees them, more Stix they see in their feed. I'd love some of that Stix juice. Oh, right. Because that's because I said, yikes, I tried telling him it's a little obsessive and it's taken up my morning, but he just really likes the taste of that sweet Stix juice. Coming soon to a store near you. And then, you know, Okami said, love some of the Stix juices. It's $2.99 a piece. He said, and fair pricing. How could anyone hate you? Captain Melk, who's in chat right now, said, I wonder how much Cheeto dust is coating his keyboard. And so, like, this just went on and on and on. Again, chat, like, we all had a ton of fun. I think the best comments are the ones that, you know, that seem like they have a point to prove, but ultimately don't. Truly is the masturbator of all time, for real. So at this juncture though, like after all was said and done, because like while this was going on, I was also replying to all the DMs I had on Discord. I had over 90 DMs when I got home from other content creators talking about everything. So I was like, you know what? I'm just reply to some Discord messages while doing this. So I did. And then after all was said and done, he did state, let me see if I can find it real quick. He did go on to state, if I can find it. Okay, actually, Zarb went through and started LMFAOing every single comment. So, people beyond, like him are beyond reasoning. You gotta wonder what people like that do think, though. But after all that, he did go on to state, all right, Stix my guy. I'm sorry, LMFAO, which he actually did. He did state, right? That was a thing he had an issue of with me specifically. He did state, stop ending your tweets with LMAO. We both know you're seething and taking this personally. So he did find great offense to me using LMAO. So he did say, I'm sorry, LMAO. You're cool. I was rage baiting you and you handled it really well, so W. I mean, cool, awesome. I was free in boarding class and I didn't even type most of the stuff on my own. My friends told me to type whatever rage bait that came to their head. You the man. So I was like, dude, that's totally fine, cool. Absolutely no problem. I was gonna make a great video either way, whether he's being genuine in this or this was just his way of covering it up because he didn't get the response he wanted. I don't know. And then he said, I'll be sure to join the stream. What time do you want to do it? I want to see if you talk about it. Again, for real, I'm reading some of the stuff back and some of it is really mean. I honestly don't think it was mean. I thought it was hilarious. If you can't take criticism on the internet, then you probably shouldn't be a content creator because you're gonna get a lot of it regardless of who you are. I didn't mean any of it. LOOOOL. Best of luck for the stream. No hate for me at all. Again, not sure if he's being genuine here or disingenuous. It's very hard to say. After being made fun of by dozens of people, you know, he might have just decided, oh, this is joking. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. Maybe it was Zarb LMFAOing all of his comments that triggered this. Because he did. He went through and he LMFAO'd every single comment essentially that he did, which was hilarious. I was rage baiting you, spoken like someone who spends far too much time on social media. And so yeah, I essentially what happened was I upset the last two tower fantasy players. Now I don't know if that guy was genuine. I don't know if he was, you know, he was actually rage baiting, if he just decided, whoopsie, guess I'm just gonna pretend like it was all a joke, haha, teehee, or not. I don't know. But either way, I'm gonna assume here that some people are just a little bit unhinged, and the mental gymnastics that some people have to do to put one thing together with another thing is crazy. Thanks for the free content. Yes, spoken like a boss. Thank you. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.